My family ruined Thanksgiving for me. My first Thanksgiving in the house, I was going to host it. I never hosted Thanksgiving. I was going to have it catered. I wanted to be done really nice. They said, no, you always take us to restaurants. We're going to cater it for you. We're bringing food. There's 10 of us. My sister brings a 12-pound turkey. Since there are 10 of us, tell me there are 9 more turkeys just like this in the kitchen. Tell me this is like the Cornish game hen of turkeys. And my other sister, the health nut, she brought the vegetables. She brought turnips. I don't think you're supposed to eat these. These suck with butter on them. And nothing sucks with butter on them. Turnips are a horrible vegetable, and they show up during the holidays. What is with the turnip? First of all, you can't cook it. Turnips are a root vegetable. They grow in the ground. That means at the beginning of the world, God made the turnip and said, no. It just didn't come out right. Gabriel, try this. You don't like it either, huh? I was going to put it on a tree, but you know what? I'll bury it and they won't find it. Yeah, well, some idiot dug it up and brought it to my house for Thanksgiving.
It seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
I haven't even finished eating all my Halloween candy.
What kind of a Thanksgiving dinner is this? Where's the turkey, Chuck? Don't you know anything about Thanksgiving dinners?
Thanksgiving is a very important holiday. Ours was the first country in the world to make a national holiday to give thanks.
Isn't he the cutest thing?
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
Hey, it is our Friday.
Kelly said I could play it today.
Thank you. I love it.
6:05, the Morning Blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick.
Okay, that dude was talking about turnips.
Yeah.
Was it turnips? Okay. Let me tell you something. Turnips are disgusting.
Yeah.
And just a quick FYI, it doesn't make you interesting to put turnips in a dish. It doesn't.
That was John Panette.
John Panette.
Yeah.
He's so, well, rest in peace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah,
like a
he's
big
funny.
guy.
Yeah.
Big fella.
Funny dude. Oh, my God.
I agree with him on turnips.
Yeah. Oh, man, Gabriel, try this. Oh, you don't like it either.
I'll bury it. They'll never find it.
Right. Fantastic. Oh, man, I'm in the best mood ever.
Okay, why?
Well, you know, it's kind of like, it's similar. You talk about it when you're going on vacation, like
Yes.
the day before your vacation.
Oh, it's the tastiest time.
It's so great.
It is.
It is. It's not about being off. It's just about the great stuff that's ahead. All the fun stuff that's right in front of us.
Yeah, it's like nothing can bother us today.
No, well,
I think.
You know.
I think.
There's a couple people out there, but, you know, anyway. I mean, the kids are fired up. Moana 2's out today. Oh, my gosh, the kids are going crazy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I never saw the first one. I need to see the first one to enjoy the second one.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it at all. Although the scammers are, like, ramping up. Like the phone calls that I'm getting, the scam calls and the emails.
I'm getting a lot of texts now. Ever since the election, I've been getting tons of weird, scammy texts.
Yeah, the election text stopped, and now all the scam.
I'm still getting weird ones, though.
For election
like, help
stuff?
me, yeah, just people who are newly elected, help me pass this bill.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's how it works.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're ramping up big for the holidays because it's prime time. You know, fake tech support calls, and I mean, just don't click on anything anymore. Just can't click on it. Don't call anybody back. Don't answer any text messages you don't recognize, man. Yeah, they've all got these incredible deals and prizes and sweepstakes and urgent delivery notices and fake charities and threats to pay your utilities or be disconnected. It's just endless.
The UPS ones crack me up. We have incomplete information on you.
Yeah.
Please.
They will never do
thing.
that. They will never do that.
I get those a lot.
Oh. And here's a crazy stat that I had no idea was this high. 48 million people, Kelly, get sick each year on Thanksgiving. 48 million in the United States.
that shows how terrible we are in the kitchen.
Is that right?
Yeah. Just how dirty and gross and sneezy everybody is. We're all getting each other sick. I was really, really sick on Christmas last year. I woke up with Christmas Eve, I woke up with 102-degree fever. It was terrible. I don't know where I got it, but that was even before the big gathering. And trust me, I was among everybody on Christmas Day with that 102-degree fever. Nobody got sick, though. I did check in on people for a couple weeks.
All right. Well, hopefully you thawed the turkey.
Turkey's been thawing for, well, this is day 4.
Okay. How big's the turkey?
It's 16 pounds.
Oh, you're good. It says you need 24 hours for every 5 pounds in weight. So you're good.
I'm good. Yeah. We're going to spatchcock it and brine it today. So it needed to be thawed by today. And it is.
All right. Very good.
And you're ordering yours, right?
Well, some stuff's coming from Der Dutchman, and then other stuff, people are making side dishes.
Okay, but you're getting like the main stuff at Der Dutchman.
The turkey, the mashed potatoes. I think just the turkey and the mashed potatoes. We make everything else.
Can I tell you how much I love that?
It's so good. I was opposed to this. I'm like, really? We're not making. I'll bake the turkey. I love to bake a turkey. I'm good with that. It's fantastic. So I said, all right, you guys want to do that? But it was so good. Because my father-in-law used to deep fry 3 turkeys, and it just got to the point where it was like...
you're at one point, you're like, this is my last year I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's basically what he said a couple years ago. And we went, I think it was after the pandemic. The pandemic changed a lot of stuff, and it just kind of, some things just stayed that way. And they said, no, Der Dutchman. I'm like, all right, it's fantastic.
So
and they've got everything. They've got all the sides you could want if you don't feel like cooking. Man,
it's too late to order, I'm quite sure.
Yeah,
about
you're
that.
probably a little late on that.
But Charlie spatchcocks, and then he uses our smoker.
Okay, great.
For the turkey. It's really delicious.
So
we did that for the first time last year. We're going to repeat that. And we're just doing a really basic Thanksgiving. It's not going to be a ton of stuff. Last year we had so many leftovers, like it was disgusting. I didn't feel guilty, but I almost felt guilty. Like, this is too much food. We have made too much and this will never be eaten, and a lot of it was thrown out. And I thought, you know what? We're not doing this. Next year is going to be really pared down. So we're doing basic Thanksgiving this year.
All right.
I am making 3 pies for 6 people, though. Because those will get
the main
eaten.
course of the pies. I love it.
But I do have a giant turkey too, so I'm sure we'll have leftovers, but not like last year. Holy cow.
All right, well, if you don't want to get sick, just a couple things to remember. Wash your hands and cutting boards always and often. Don't cut raw meat and other food together. That's a big one. That gets people sick quick. It's all about temperature. Bacteria will grow when hot food gets cold or when cold food gets warm. Get your leftovers in the fridge within 2 hours. All right? Don't let your leftovers sit out for more than 2 hours. And if you're really concerned, there is a USDA hotline for meat and poultry. I knew there was one for, is it the Butterball hotline where you can find out what you're doing wrong? Whatever. All right, Jeff Logan coming in at 7:35 on a Wednesday because OSU has a football game, I guess, on Saturday that we need to talk about. So, oh my gosh, that's coming too.
Yes.
Got all the food and football tomorrow, and then we got a Buckeye game.
And everybody decorates their house for Christmas on this weekend. A lot of people do.
I was way ahead this year.
Are you decorated?
Not inside.
Okay.
But
outside.
Tomorrow night, my lights will come on.
Oh, we wish you a
Outside.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
So, very good. We've also got more tickets to see the Lonely Ones. We've got tickets to OSU Penn State hockey at the Shot on December 5th for Puck and Paws night when you take your dog to the Buckeye hockey game. And right now, Morning Blitz trivia, $25 to waterbeds and stuff if you are the first person to text in the correct answer at 99-700. This one blew me away. What famous rock singer was just informed, or he wasn't just informed, but he just revealed that he was informed that Bill Burr is his brother? He just told this to the world, and he's known about it for a long time, but he just told the world that Bill Burr, he was informed. I don't know if he believes it, but he was informed that Bill Burr is his brother. Be the first one to tell us who the rock singer is at 99-700, and you'll get that gift card. Motley Crue on the Morning Blitz, 624. Kelly Quinn, Dick Rick, Morning Blitz trivia. What famous rock singer just talked about the fact that he was informed that Bill Burr was his brother? And he never knew Bill Burr. He found out later in life that Bill Burr was his brother. The answer is Billy Corgan. And Kelly and most people are not buying it, including Billy. And he was on Howie Mandel's podcast, which I found that to be funny that Billy Corgan was on Howie Mandel's podcast, but, whatever. Anyway, he shared a story that he had never told anyone before. And this is, from 10 years ago.
About 10 years ago, my stepmother said to me, "Do you know who Bill Burr is?" Now, at that point, I'd never heard of Bill Burr. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a comedian or he could have been the guy down the street. I think I even somehow called up a picture on a phone, and I kind of noticed right away, gee, he really looks like my father. I said to my mother, well, why are you asking me this? She goes, I think Bill Burr might be one of the children that your father sired in his days on being a traveling musician. This is a true story. I'm not making up. There's no joke in this. This is a true story.
Sired. I like that. It's your father sired. I guess he had a dozen kids, illegitimate kids, Billy's dad.
Yeah, I don't know. If you've listened to Bill Burr at all in his podcast, he tells a ton of stories from his childhood and all that. I have a hard time finding... Who knows? You don't know people and you don't know what their family situations are, but he's kind of open about some of his past, and his mom doesn't sound like a slut. She was... they're similar in age.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr's got brothers and...
Yeah.
All that. And I don't know what the timeline is here. And who's naming all their kids Bill?
Yeah, right. Maybe the mom named Billy Bill, not knowing that there was another Bill. I don't know. His dad was a traveling musician, and Billy said it seemed possible because he and Bill Burr are similar in age, and Billy Corgan said that when he turned 18, his dad told him that he had a half-brother named Bill. At the age of 18, his dad told him that.
Okay, but that would mean Bill Burr's mom had him, right? If his dad's the one out there, getting everyone pregnant, that would mean that Bill Burr's mother would have had to have been pregnant right before she was pregnant with Bill, with Billy Corgan.
Well, Bill Burr and Billy Corgan have different moms.
No.
Yeah.
But the same dad? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Billy's mom told him that
Billy's stepmom told him.
Or his stepmom. Okay.
Okay, it's really hard to...
Yes. Okay, no, you're right. I'm sorry. They have different mothers. That would mean they have different mothers. But obviously... Yeah, this is getting weird now, isn't it?
Okay, wait. So... Okay, right. If they have different mothers, then what I'm saying doesn't make sense either. So,
okay.
Anyway, they're I think within a year of each other, age-wise.
Yeah,
they're both named Bill. Just because two people look alike and are both named Bill doesn't mean that they're brothers. I'm trying to tell Billy Corgan's stepmom this.
Yeah, his stepmom says his dad had a total of 12 illegitimate children. Bill says, it's my belief at this point, because I've sat on this story for 10 years, I don't think Bill Burr and I are related. I just think it's one of those things. There are just people in the world that look alike.
You should have just sat on it for another 10 years, just to be sure you wanted to tell that story. I kind of like Billy Corgan, though.
Yeah.
There's something about him I like. He's an odd fella, but I think he's interesting.
He's definitely very interesting, and he seems very intelligent, too.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude to hang out with.
Yeah, I still was baffled when I saw Smashing Pumpkins at Sonic it was Rock on the Range at the time, and he was upset that people were crowd surfing. He's like, it's a beautiful night, look at this beautiful moon, why are you guys doing this? And it's like, because that's what you do at a rock festival. I'm like, dude, it's not because they're against you, this is what your music does to us. So.
Okay, Dad. We'll keep it down out here.
All right. Well, congratulations to Phil Wills from Grove City. He was the first Corgan, so Phil's got $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
All right. Kelly, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, what you got?
Okay, well, this Korean firefighter is kind of going viral on YouTube. I guess his job obviously is pretty stressful. He is a senior firefighter. His name's Na Kyung-jin. A senior firefighter, super stressful job. Mm-hmm. So earlier this year, he started kind of playing around with making a music video to teach people fire safety. But he's a huge metalhead. So he used AI to create a metal song with the lyrics he wanted. And he sings, he got other musicians, he started making a music video. And it's basically a fire safety video, and you can't understand a word of it. Obviously, it's in Korean. But I think it kind of goes hard. Maybe. You tell me what you think of this AI-written metal song. Like I said, it's a fire safety song. You won't be able to understand it. But it's got a decent beat.
Spray that fire now and put it out.
Low guitar solo, I want to hear. You guys are really playing this.
Oh, it's not AI.
No, I mean it's AI written.
Oh, okay.
They're playing the music. So it's all right. So here's what I can't decide: is it good or is it boring?
I would love to get a translation.
Basically, I can tell you. It just is telling you how to escape a residential fire.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, it's not a metal song. It's a metal tune with fire safety lyrics.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
And it's got like 235,000 views. Get in before it gets to 1 million. But, I mean, it's funny. It's like there are these 3 firefighters sitting around just talking about firefighting, I guess.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this hero, he goes by his I guess, metal persona is called Uncle Firefighter. All right. So he turns into this metal firefighting hero. He has this orange jumpsuit, yellow hair, painted face, and he's just like jamming out. So anyway, I don't know. I guess my question is, since it's an AI written song, is it boring or does it like rock? I
like this part. That was good.
I think I'm kind of loving it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good melody.
But would you say like, oh, that's AI, it sucks? Or would you say that's AI, it's got some promise?
Well, yeah, he used AI to write it. He's still playing the instruments, so, I mean...
Yeah, they're playing, singing, all that.
My gosh, do you know how many songs are huge hit songs that weren't written by the people performing them?
Yeah.
Tons.
Right, but I'm just saying AI. AI has got all the info it needs about good metal beats, good metal music, and then it sort of compiled that.
I'd call it, it's hard rock. It's I guess it's between hard rock and like really heavy metal, but that's irrelevant. But the music sounds good if you put some like really great written lyrics over it. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's all right. Z says it's got Metallica vibes. Enter Fireman.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Stop, drop, and roll. I understood it, said Josh. Jeff says, I think I legit just said the same thing. This goes hard AF, though.
Yeah.
And somebody texted in, even Fire Marshal Bill would approve. Okay, then Mark says, this firefighter song sounds like it belongs on a cheap video game intro. Okay. Amy says she thinks the song is awesome.
All right. Cool. Good find.
Thank you.
Where in the world did you come across that?
I don't even know. I was just perusing the internet this morning and found it.
That's what happens,
Virginia said it reminded her of Volbeat.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely hear Volbeat.
I think she's right.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. All right. Okay, so this one, completely different than what Kelly talked about. There's a clinical psychologist, Dr. Lisa D'Amour, and she told Parenting Magazine it is critically important for parents to watch for signs of phone addiction in their teens. And here is a perfect example of why. This clip is going viral, shows a mother and a daughter duo at an AT&T store, and her mother's in there canceling her kids' phone service. This is just, she's a young girl, probably 13, 14 years old. And the video starts with the teen. She's jumping up and down wildly. And she's grabbing her mom and screaming, "Mama, please." She's in tears. She's begging her mom to reverse the decision. At one point, she slams the table, and her mom has to quiet her. She tries to walk her daughter outside, or she grabs onto her mom. She drops to the floor. I mean, she's making a huge scene.
Yeah.
I've got some of the audio from this. Listen to this.
Mama, please! That's safe, please!
How you damn you ain't going?
No, yes, I am! Please! 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 Please!
Yes.
No!
So then they go outside, and eventually you see this is in Atlanta, by the way. You see an Atlanta police officer now is talking to them. But 17 million views overnight on TikTok, tens of thousands of comments on this. One person said she would never get another phone from me again. Another one said, "This generation is different, a little too different, if you ask me." Earlier this year, there was a 13-year-old girl in Pennsylvania who killed her mother after getting her cell phone taken away. That girl has expressed regret, guilt, and self-disgust for stabbing her mom after they both argued about the cell phone use. And this Dr. DeMore says parents have to monitor their kids' use as soon as they get the first one. You can set strict rules at first and then relax those over time. But, I mean, you listen to this girl and you watch this video, and
she's going through something.
She's in, yeah, and I'm imagining, you see a teen buried in their phone, and they're just so into it nonstop. They just won't let up. And if you came over and tried to take it away, and they just all of a sudden freaked out, that's a problem. That kid has a problem. They have become addicted.
Now, I learned early on in my life to never embarrass my parents in public. Like, that would have absolutely caused a lifetime of punishment for me. Had I acted like that in public, in front of my parents, and all that, embarrass them. Can you imagine? Like, I remember my dad would get if we were at a restaurant and slurped the tail end of our pop.
Oh, really?
There's no slurping at the table.
Okay.
That gets an absolute stern, you're in trouble look.
Wow.
I mean, manners was completely instilled in us. So that I never would have done.
Right.
But I will say in this kid's defense,
yeah,
or on her behalf.
Yeah.
The phone is your absolute connection socially these days. When you're cut off from that, you are essentially cut off from what your friends are doing, from what everyone is doing inside of school, outside of school. You're cut off from, your complete mode of entertainment and being social, as if you want to call it that. So I think it is a kind of a cruel thing to do to a kid in this day and age, a teenager especially. Rather than, and maybe she tried to put limits on her kids' usage and it just didn't work. I don't know the situation, obviously, but I can understand it being very, traumatic for a kid to be cut off like that.
If you're an addict and somebody takes away whatever you're addicted to, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
That's how addiction works.
It's how I'm, and I'm not a teen, obviously, but it's how it would be almost like before cell phones, if your parent said you are not doing anything at all anymore.
Yeah.
You are going to come home straight after school. You're not going to use the phone. You're not going to do anything. You're going to be cut off from everything. That to me is unfair. That's unkind and unfair.
There were several comments that blamed the parent for letting the addiction come to this.
Right.
And I mean, you can be addicted. It's not just drugs. You can be addicted, alcohol, drugs. You can be addicted to food. There are sex addicts. Now phones, teenagers can become addicted to their phone. It's a fact.
Right. But there are controls as a parent that you can put on your child's phone.
Yes. But you need to do those from day one.
Yes.
You can't wait till after they're addicted.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's true.
Lincoln Park on the Morning Blitz, 6:52 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick on Thanksgiving Eve. Kelly, Another number that jumped out at me is that 42% of us will go to restaurants for Thanksgiving. 42%?
I don't hate it.
Are there
really
enough
don't.
restaurants for 42% of us?
Sure, why not?
Now, there are people who are doing like us, where they're ordering a couple things.
Yeah.
But around 1 in 5 people plan to attend a Friendsgiving this year. We could have attended one, but we didn't do that.
Homie don't do, what do you call it? Potlucks? No.
Homie don't do potlucks. Oh, by the way, helping out in the kitchen, 75% of people find you more attractive if you can cook and know your way around the kitchen.
No wonder it took me so long to find a husband. That is my most hated room in the entire house, is the kitchen.
Really?
I hate it. I hate being in there.
Really?
If I'm responsible for producing something. Ugh.
All right. You do sure make some nice Christmas cookies.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind baking. That is one thing I like.
You like to bake.
But the actual food, no good at.
Well, again, there's that old saying that baking is a science, cooking is an art. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because you can play with cooking. You can add this spice, add that. But when it comes to baking, those measurements need to be
that's
exact.
What I need. I need the rules. I'm a rule follower.
I
can't be trusted to be artistic in the kitchen.
I thought this was funny. This woman posted on Reddit that her younger sister wants the family to sign a code of conduct for the holiday season.
Okay, you're uninvited, but go on.
Well, that's basically what she said, too. She says, this year my sister decided she wanted to help bring order to the gathering. She showed up at my house last week with printed copies of what she called a family code of conduct.
Anybody who's younger than you and tries to tell you how to behave, I don't have any patience for that. Listen, I know that you're 17 and you think you know everything. But I've got to draw a line here.
Well, the code included Thanksgiving rules like taking turns talking at the dinner table, a complete ban on political topics, a dress code, and assigned seating. And the woman said no to the code, which has caused disagreement. Tell everyone else that if they're happy about a code of conduct, they're free to attend your sister's house, one commenter said. And they said you can even sign a Declaration of Thanksgiving Independence. Because, I get it. I mean, we hear about Thanksgiving drama all the time. 6% of Americans say they will definitely argue about politics. Do you know that it's the people under 30? 40% of people under 30 said they will get into a political debate at Thanksgiving, and they're looking forward to it. I was shocked. It's the younger people are doing it more now.
Yeah.
Usually it was always the older people that were fighting about politics.
The less wisdom you have, the more willing you are to fight.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. All right, we have got your tickets to see The Lonely Ones. We'll give those away right after Kelly's news.
Have you been to Michigan? The entire state smells like hot dog water. It's horrifying.
F-A-C-K, fact.
Oh, man. 7:09, Morning Blitz, Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Yeah, we got to get through Thanksgiving tomorrow, and then we got to get through this game on Saturday. Cannot wait. Brutus was, as we reported, was vandalized outside of College Traditions early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, whatever you want to call it, after we beat Indiana. So that begs the question. Was it an Indiana fan or a Michigan fan? We don't know.
Or a drunk Ohio State fan.
Or maybe somebody just drove into it. That happened. Somebody did drive into it a while back.
Well, they knocked him clean out of his boots. His boots are still on the stand, but the body is bashed to crap.
It was broke off, right?
Broken off, yes.
These ankles are broken.
And people are taking pictures with just the boots now.
Just the boots.
His head's all wonky, and he's missing a hand now. And this thing was really destroyed. I think it was more than just... it feels like somebody had a vendetta against this poor statue.
Well, there's a rallying cry flying across the internet. Justice for Brutus. And even Sports Illustrated has gotten in on it. And here they posted this video.
An absolute
absolute tragedy has struck Ohio State's campus. Brutus the Buckeye statue was brutally attacked over the weekend, and Ohio State fans want some answers. Now, this attack happened early Sunday morning after Ohio State's win over Indiana and ahead of the heated Michigan rivalry game. And this is the second time that Brutus has been damaged in recent years. Back in 2022, he was hit by a skidding car. Now, there's plenty of online debate on whether a Michigan fan is to blame, but the Columbus Police Department are determined to get to the bottom of this, and they have opened an investigation. Justice for Brutus.
Okay, calling it a brutal attack is like, let's settle down a little bit.
He broke his ankles, Kelly.
Okay, he's not a human.
Oh man, that's great. Sports Illustrated jumping in on that. Yeah, it was in 2022. It was a car skidded off the road and hit it. Is what it was.
Okay, if you look at Google Street View right now at College Traditions, you can just see the glorious Brutus
still
in
there.
A time that once was.
Oh wow! Remember the days. I did like Kroger is lending a Brutus statue to College Traditions.
Yeah, they're lending their Archie Brutus. Where was that?
I don't know.
Displayed. I don't know
no
either.
Idea.
It must be on campus somewhere, I'm assuming. But that's really cool. That's a nice gesture.
Yeah. Good on Kroger for that. All right. Well, we got Jeff Logan coming up here in about 20 minutes.
I'm not impugning anyone. Is that the right word? But College Traditions is right next door to the varsity club.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of drinking going on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they're also Buckeye fans, so I'd be really shocked.
But why would a Buckeye fan do that?
The brutal assault on a statue. Is that why you're wondering? A brutal assault. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. All right.
Yep, we'll get Jeff Logan in here in about 20 minutes. We are going to talk about the Buckeyes and that team up north in Saturday's game. We do have tickets to see the Lonely Ones, and they are going to play the Newport Music Hall Saturday, February 1st. You can get tickets through AXS.com, or you can win a pair right now if you are caller number 9, 1-800-821-9970. Ozzy on the Morning Blitz, 723. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and apparently we missed a story yesterday, Kelly.
Well, I guess they did. They know who did the Brutus, what did they call it?
Vandalism.
Not vandalism. They call it a brutal assault.
Yes.
Well, I watched the video, the surveillance video, and it kind of was a brutal assault.
Yeah, he kind of got assaulted back, too.
This guy was kicking Brutus up and down Lane Avenue, like stomping on it, took out his phone to video it, and then, which makes me think it was some kind of rival person, rival fan.
Yeah.
And then he launched Brutus over his head, and Brutus fell down and basically kicked the crap out of the guy's skull. It was pretty funny to watch.
But so he's 21.
I guess he's around. Yeah, he's 21. They have not filed charges yet, as far as I know, according to NBC4i.com. But they know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he had to be drunk.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's why I was wondering. It could be, everybody's immediately assumed, it's got to be a Michigan fan. But we had just beaten Indiana, and he was probably drunk and mad.
Yeah.
He might have been in town for the game. I don't know. Or first time, maybe he's an Indiana fan that was
maybe
here.
We'll find out. As soon as we get an ID on the guy, we'll be able to scour his social media for all his anti-Buckeye venom.
Yeah, we'll find out everything, won't we? All right, so tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Kelly, where are you at on the white meat, dark meat? You like the white meat, yeah.
And I want it dry.
You want it dry?
Yep, do not debate me on it. I want dry
I'm not going to debate you.
Meat.
You know what you like. I'm not going to tell you don't like
it. People like to tell me what not to like.
But what is it about dry that is...
It's not gross and gushy and juicy. I don't want juicy meat. I don't like it juicy. I don't want
I'm surprised you eat meat.
Yeah, that's the only way I will eat meat is if it's absolutely jerky.
Everything well done.
Well done. Anything beef related has to be well done. Anything chicken or turkey related has to be absolutely well past the time you would take it out of the oven.
You don't like dry gravy, do you?
I don't really use gravy at all.
Well, that would make your meat wet. You won't want that.
Yeah. No thanks. I don't want wet meat.
I gotcha. All right. That's fine. Now, will you have options for vegetarians at your Thanksgiving dinner?
We don't have any vegetarians at our dinner.
56% of people said if you do, you should have options.
Yeah, of course. You can invite
thoughtful.
somebody over for Thanksgiving and not have anything for them to eat.
Right, yeah. The average man will have 3.1 alcoholic drinks tomorrow, while the average woman will have 2.4 alcoholic beverages.
I'll have 0. I'll sell my allotment to anybody.
Yeah, we don't just, we're legal here now, so you don't have to just drink. There's other things. What I do wonder is, if you're going to your family's home, are you going to the home of somebody who's completely anti-marijuana, even though it's legal, but you're like, well, it's legal, I'm taking my weed with me. I mean, how do you deal with that? I'm just curious.
Everybody likes to be a respectful guest, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know why you'd be like blowing smoke in somebody's face who doesn't appreciate
I wouldn't do that, but I mean...
You can sneak out like you did as a 12-year-old and go smoke pot out your bathroom window.
There's no smoke here, Mom. By the way, top Thanksgiving foods that will give you gas. Brussels sprouts, broccoli casserole, and candied yams.
All right.
Will give you the most gas tomorrow. So if you don't want to be gassy, avoid those at all costs.
This Thanksgiving, give thanks to the musical gods of metal. With Rocksgiving, we've stuffed this turkey with your favorite Thanksgiving hits. Limp Bizkit. I did it all for the turkey, so you can take that stuffing and stick it up your bird. 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 Horse. Someone took my turkey leg, left only a thigh for me. Now I'm gonna be hungry. Someone took my turkey leg. And rage against the machine. We're hosting Thanksgiving here. Watching football and drinking beer. We're hosting Thanksgiving here. Making turkey disappear. We're hosting Thanksgiving here. Wish my in-laws weren't so near. We're hosting Thanksgiving here. I'm thankful it's just once a year. The Pilgrims didn't land at Plymouth Easy Listening. They landed at Plymouth Rock. And so can you, with Rocksgiving, available now.
You know that feeling that you got in the pit of your stomach the night before Christmas? Now times it by 1,000,000.
It's Michigan versus Ohio State.
It's a war.
The maize and blue versus the scarlet and gray.
Good versus evil.
Michigan people aren't to be liked. That's where I learned hatred.
What's at stake?
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
If you're able to win this game, you're buying peace. You lose 365 days of pain. You gotta win the battle. All hell will break loose.
To say that this team and those leaders and these seniors want to win this game, it'd be one of the biggest understatements of all time. They don't need any extra motivation. What they have to do is do a great job of preparing themselves, their mind, their body, and soul to go play the game, and then trust their training. All the work that's been done, you've seen us talk about our bricks and our foundation and all those things. It's all leading to this point right here. The way we play is going to be because of how we've built our foundation up to this point. And everything in the entire program has been built to win this game. And so now we just have to trust that. Go play with confidence, with great energy, with great passion, and playing for your brothers. And everybody just doing their job.
Just do your job, says Buckeye coach Ryan Day. 7:38, Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, Hall of Fame Buckeye legend Jeff Logan in studio. And Jeff, I'm going to say, and I can't guarantee for sure, but in my lifetime, I'm going to bet that there was never a season where Ohio State was favored to win by more over Michigan than they were over Indiana.
I'm sure that is the case. I guarantee you that is the case.
13.5 we were favored over Indiana. We're favored by 20.5 over Michigan Saturday.
Really interesting.
Unreal.
Michigan played Indiana a couple weeks ago, and Indiana was a 14-point favorite against the team up north. And then when Ohio State took on Indiana, we were about a 14-point favorite. So in my mind, I was putting those two numbers together. And I said, is it even remotely possible that Ohio State would be a 28-point favorite in this game? And I think the bettors, the people that make this stuff up, probably did the same math that I did, but they had to make it more realistic. Listening to Ryan Day just there a moment ago, All of the words that he said there, and I don't want to criticize. I'm not criticizing Ryan in any stretch of the imagination, but those are the same words that were delivered the last 3 seasons.
I know.
In some different orders,
yes.
some different, and so getting ready for the rivalry game has not changed.
It's all the same.
It's a matter of going out and executing. And I think one of the things Ryan Day's talked about all season long is that we can talk about coaches, we can talk about game plan, but ultimately when it comes down to it, it's the player's responsibility to go out there and execute and make things happen. And so the outcome, certainly the coaches have something to do with it. The defenses they call, the offensive, plays they call, all of that comes into play. But they're not going to send out the wrong things. They're sending out stuff that is supposed to work. You got to execute to make it happen. And the bottom line, the last 3 seasons, we got out-executed in all 3 phases of the game.
We did.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. The thing that I think is really important to understand, guys, is that the Woody Hayes Athletic Facility, which is one of the most fabulous buildings in all of college football from a standpoint of, all of its, special areas and the weight room and the food and meal preparation and all of what they have available to them. Do you know that there is not a single player in that entire building that owns a pair of gold pants? Not one.
No kidding.
Think about that.
Wow.
All right. We lost the last 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. In 2020, it was the COVID game that Michigan begged out of. All right. Remember?
Begged out.
They did. They said, we don't want to play.
I know.
We don't want to play. 2019 was the last time that we won this game. It's been 5 years. Not a single play. Now, who wants to leave their career without a pair of gold pants?
Right.
And, defensively, I was thinking about this morning. Who are the guys that have played in every one of those 3 games that now it's their last swing at getting this thing done? Take a look at that defensive line.
Jack.
Ty Hamilton, Tyleek Williams, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau.
That's why they came back.
Those 4 guys, though, were the same 4 guys that were lined up to play those same positions in 21, 22, and 23.
Wow. This is it. It's the final time.
And the one thing that old farts like me will tell you, and I would tell them, is that you can hope for a better past, but there's not a whole lot you can do about it today.
Right.
So you have to go take care of business because you can't change the past. All you can do is change whatever the outcome of this game is going to be with the opportunity to go out there and perform. I was at an event last night raising money for the Unverfurth House, which is a kind of a Ronald McDonald House, if you will, for transplant patients. And I've emceed this event every year for the last, 15 years or so in honor of John Hicks. And this was his mission, and we decided we wanted to carry it on. But Urban Meyer was there, along with Michael Bennett, who was an All-American defensive tackle. We honored the 2014 national championship team. So Braxton Miller was there.
Oh, nice.
Jacoby Boren was there. His parents, who are both graduates of the University of Michigan, were there. But it was just really cool to be around them and talk to Urban, who was famously 7-0 against the team up north.
The man.
I mean,
he's the man.
It's just, it's all you do is point to the scoreboard. It's over. It's 7-0. Nobody's done that in this rivalry. That is just amazing. And we did it without stealing signs. How about that?
Well, I know we're going to talk mostly about Michigan. I do want to mention last week's game because what I loved, you talked about that defensive line, 153. Those are the number of yards we allowed. 153 yards is what total rushing, passing, combined. Rourke was 8 out of 18 for 68 yards, Jeff.
They had a 70-yard drive to start the game.
Yes.
Scored a touchdown. Yep. They're leading 7-0. After that, they had 81 yards total the rest of the game. The rest of the game!
Yes. Yeah, we started blitzing. And did you hear Signetti talking about, well, we got called for a penalty, but I thought they were offsides. It was 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
They got the 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd and 6. And we went, okay, let's blitz. And, man, they sacked him, and they couldn't do anything after that. Yeah. There was nothing they could do after that play.
Since when is it a classy move to not run up the score? Honestly, that's what I found out last weekend. I'm like, I don't like this. It's not a classy move. If I paid for a ticket, I want to see you run that into the end zone. I don't want to see you slide down before you score.
Well, and here's the real difference maker in that, Kelly, because Travion Henderson did exactly what he is trained to do in that given situation. But as he ran the ball down the field, got to the 1 yard line and took a slide, as we all know, there wasn't anybody within 15 yards of him. In my opinion, if I'm Indiana, they've already scored the touchdown because he could have waltzed it at that point in time. Right. So whatever Ohio State chooses to do at that stage,
it doesn't matter.
You don't deserve to have a complaint.
No.
Because he was already in the end zone. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you got to execute and get it done, and we did. And Google that, Signetti. The trolling of him after the game. It's not like this is going to become a rivalry game that we're going to have to worry about this being brought back when we have to go to Indiana next year. Who cares? I mean, it's Indiana.
Are you sure?
Right? It's Indiana.
How about Will Howard
they're better.
Cigarette, though.
Yeah, I know. It was beautiful. Hey, you talk about Will Howard, just a point of contention, and I was doing some work earlier this morning here with Mark Noose and one of the news guys here, and he says, when is Ohio State going to get on board with promoting Will Howard for the Heisman Trophy?
Yeah.
Because Will Howard has done nothing short of have been magical all season long. But if you look at 6 of his last 8 games, he has completed 80% or more of his passes. And if you compare Troy Smith in 2006, when Troy won the Heisman, through 12 games, Troy had completed 67% of his passes for 2,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Through 11 games, Will Howard, 74% completions plus 7, 2,700 yards plus 200, 33 touchdowns plus 2, and 6 interceptions minus 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sitting here telling you that Will Howard should win the Heisman Trophy.
He should be in the conversation.
But he ought to be in the conversation. Yeah. And if there's something we're not doing in terms of promoting this young man, because I don't know that there is a guy that has stepped into Buckeye world or Buckeye Nation or whatever you want to call us and has been so embraced and involved and believable and positive about everything that's going on. I mean, this kid loves being here. He loves it here. He gets it. And early in the season, guys, I was worried about this guy. I didn't know anything about him other than what I'd seen a little bit at Kansas State. Who cares about Kansas State? It doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. I mean, really, as a football program,
we're not paying attention
no one
to them.
cares.
Yeah.
But he got an opportunity to come to Ohio State. And I joked that it's going to be interesting because the jump from Kansas State to Ohio State is a big move. All right? We all agree.
Oh, yeah.
And when was that moment going to be when he was going to pet Toto and say, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore, right?
Yes.
And so I don't think that moment for him really happened where he had to freak out about the pressure, the size of the stage and the challenge in the game. Would they like to have that Oregon game over again because of the few mistakes that they made out there? Absolutely. But there's only one thing that you can do about fixing that game that was played in October is to take advantage of an opportunity to play at Oregon game again. And you know what's going to happen? If you win Saturday, you get that opportunity that never comes along. If we played them again, well, that never happens.
Yeah.
Hey, Toto, it's going to happen.
My only complaint last week was the 8 penalties, which is double what we usually do. Yep. So we got to clean that up. Other than that, I can't complain. This defense is just nasty, and I love this blitzing. I mean, if it's 3rd and 5 or more, just blitz.
Well, you realize if Igbinosun hadn't been called for his 3,
I know.
we'd have been right on our average.
Yeah.
And this is a problem. I'm not making fun of it.
No, I know.
This is a real problem, and here's the reason for it. He is a really good football player. He doesn't need to be benched. He needs to be coached. He needs to be just worked with so that he can keep his hands off of these guys like crazy. And the Big Ten officials are going to start targeting him.
I know.
Because of the reputation. He is the most penalized individual player in all of college football.
Jeez.
All right? So you can't ignore that stat that he owns that.
Yeah.
And I told you guys a couple weeks ago, they made him practice the entire week with oven mitts on.
No.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes. So he couldn't grab anybody. Think about having to be out there as a defensive back wearing a pair of oven mitts.
No, I get it. I mean, it's a good lesson.
They're doing everything they can to get him to play that position without putting his hands all over these defensive backs or these wide receivers as a defensive back. So it's absolutely crazy. He got the 3 penalties that he had Saturday were all the right calls too.
Yeah.
They weren't. Oh my God, they're picking on him. Here's the other thing that's happening is teams are throwing at him intentionally, not because they think they can beat him, but because they know that if they don't beat him, he'll interfere.
Yeah.
They'll take the 15-yard penalty every time.
Sure.
So it's not going to get easier for Igbinosun, especially when you have a team like Michigan coming in that may be the worst quarterback system in all of America right now. They are awful. In fact, there's 133 teams that are in the Football Bowl Series, FBS, all right? That includes all the big names. Michigan is ranked 128th of 133 in total offense. Yeah. They have really struggled offensively. Defensively, they're still really good.
Against the run, they are very good.
They are still very good. Will they be able to put up with the balanced attack that Ohio State brings and with the speed that we've got on the edges? I think that's one of the big challenges that's out there. Through 11 games so far this year, when you start looking at the productivity of 2 really key positions, I'll say wide receiver and running back. We've got a 2-headed monster at the running back position. Do you have to run the ball against Michigan to beat them? Yes. All right? You absolutely have to. If you combine the efforts of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, because it's a 2-headed monster. They have shared the carries all season long. They have over 1,500 yards of rushing between the 2 of them. All right? That's not one man,
right,
but it is one position.
Yeah.
All right? So they have effectively ran the ball pretty well. If you look at the receiving side, Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith both have over 50 catches on the season. All right? That means that they're not relying just on one guy, and each of them have exactly the same number of touchdown catches, 9. So the weapons Ohio State possesses offensively has been spectacular. And then all of a sudden, Thick, we find special teams.
Yes.
Out of nowhere. Ohio State hasn't had a special teams play since Kelly. I won't even say.
Had a milkshake thrown at her.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of years, Kelly.
Okay.
Since your driver's license.
Is that right?
Yeah, since you got your driver's license.
That was right around where I got a milkshake whipped at me.
Yeah,
so
Ohio State has not been great in special teams for a long time. They were really terrific on Saturday. They've been terrific the last few weeks. They block kicks, and then we get Caleb Downs, who takes a punt and takes it all the way to the end, and that flipped the game
This
over.
guy is such a complete player. I want the Dallas Cowboys to draft Caleb.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
So bad.
Remember the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, though, when we all thought Caleb Downs had just kind of, who is this guy? Because he wasn't making any plays. He was very quiet. And then all of a sudden, he became more and more a part of what Jim Knowles is doing on defense. He leads the country in safeties of safety position for tackles for a loss. Think about that. He's lying 10, 12 yards off the ball. Yet he has been able to penetrate, get in the backfield, stop run plays for losses. Yet he's getting he's off the line by 10 or 12 yards. Number 1 safety in America.
Yeah.
With tackles for a loss.
And he's great in coverage.
He's really good.
And pass coverage. I mean, the guy is a complete player. He will be a perennial Pro Bowler in the NFL.
Agree. So how'd we do in our picks last week?
Well, this is interesting.
It's we're gonna get thick on this one.
No. That's the thing. It was all so close. Jeff, you had it 34-17. It was 38-15. So you were only 6 points off. All right. I had it 38-20. Kelly had it 38-10. So Kelly and I were each 5 points off. So Kelly and I tied and beat you by 1 point. That's how close we all were.
Well, if you two tie all lose, you guys are out since you tied. So I'll take
you're
the
winner.
No,
okay,
is that how that works?
I don't think so. It's pretty remarkable though, because I was trying to remember exactly where those picks were, and I knew we were all right in the bubble. Of where that score went. In Indiana, not gone for 2 there and kicked the extra point when they scored late in the game. Now all of a sudden, maybe we all three tie in that instance.
No, Kelly would have won. She would have only been 3 points off then.
Okay.
So we'll just give it to me, I
Which
guess.
is funny. My son, before the game, he told me they were going to win. The Buckeyes were going to win 38-13. He got mad because they got the 2-point conversion, or he would have had the score exact.
Yeah, how good is that? Well, Ohio State, a 20 and a half, 21-point favorite in this game.
Yep.
I told you, it's been 5 years since Ohio State has won this game, and that broke an 8-game losing streak that when Michigan won last, or start this streak, that broke an 8-game winning streak that Ohio State had against the team up north. And, I want to say we were like 16-1 against them for that period of time.
Yeah.
They went through a John Cooper era, just like we had gone through. But if there is any higher power out there at all, and I believe that there is, there is no way on this green earth that this team, talking about the team up north, should be honored, recognized, rewarded for all of their sins in the past. Jesus. Please. This has got to go the way it's supposed to go. Buckeyes will win this game. Ohio State will put up 28. All right? It's going to be cold.
Yes,
all right?
Cold.
Turtling cold.
Yes.
All right? 28-10.
All right.
It is supposed to. Now there's calling for sunshine tomorrow. No more snow is in the. Did you want me to go, or you want to go?
You go right ahead.
You mentioned their run defense. Michigan's got a solid run defense, very good run defense. That's their only strength.
Correct.
We dominate them in every single other stat, points, yards, everything. I mean, just dominate them. Going to be a very close score to last week. I'm going Ohio State 35, Michigan 14.
All right. I like
All
that.
right. I hate Michigan to the depths of my soul.
We're going
my
72-0.
dad brought me up to hate Michigan. I have done a great job representing my father's idea of justice in the world. That the Buckeyes always
honor
win.
your father.
I honor my father. Number two, I hate Jim. I know Jim Harbaugh's not there anymore, but if I could hate Michigan more, it was during the Jim Harbaugh years.
F-A-C-K.
Especially during his little puppy dog Connor Stallions days. I hate the two of them. I hate the Michigan program. I absolutely pray that we disrespect the crap out of them on the field. I'm going Buckeyes 49.
Woo!
Wolverines 6.
Wow.
Oh, how sweet is that?
I want Kelly to win next week.
I do too. It's happened that way before. And, Harbaugh may be gone, but if you really get close to it, the odor is still there.
Yes. Amen.
Why, Jeff, why is it that football is the only sport, we were talking about this Monday, why is it that football is the only sport where people will get upset at running up the score? If the Dodgers are beating the Yankees 10-0, they don't stop swinging their bats when they're
understand.
up. Why is football
I have no
criticized?
idea. I have no idea. Only because you can take your foot off the gas.
Well,
and I see no reason to, in that instance, if you're winning by a measurable number against a team, don't throw the bomb. But use your basic offense. As long as you are basically running an offense, then challenge the other team to just play the game.
Travion ran right up the middle.
Quit your whining. Right?
Right.
Quit your whining. Guys, happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to
Thanksgiving.
both of you and all of your family and everything.
Yes, you too.
Really enjoy things. Again, last night I was at this Unverfirth house where we raised a lot of money for a great cause. It was a lot of fun. And one of the really nice honors of this night is my daughter Katie introduced me as the MC. And I got to tell you, I have never been more proud of the job she did.
All right.
Not a lot of people can hop up in front of a group of 500 people.
That is
It's the
really
number one
difficult.
it's the number one fear in the world.
Even if you're just introducing the old man. I mean, but she did a terrific job. I was so proud
right
of what
after
she
her
did.
dad.
And I will tell you this, Kelly, not that this is the Jeff Logan hour, but last Sunday,
Yes.
45 years of marriage.
Oh, my gosh.
How about that?
Congrats.
So,
Well done.
love my wife, 45 years of marriage.
Oh, my God.
I love your wife's bacon.
I know you
Baking.
do.
Baking.
And bacon.
And
Wait a
bacon.
minute.
Yeah, any way you cut it. So
Did you know Thick loved your wife's bacon?
He brings us,
Did
he's
you know
brought
that?
us so many treats.
I mean, this
over
is
the
news
years.
to Blitz Nation right now.
it's
I don't know
okay.
what's going on.
He's
but,
brought us so many of her
45
treats.
years strong.
I kind
with
of enjoy
thick tasting your wife's bacon.
Okay,
I don't
Kelly,
know what's
now
going on.
you're this is Kelly Quinn doing this.
I know.
Taking it to this ugly place. What is wrong with
It's
you?
not ugly.
show
You're
him,
the one who said
show him
it.
your bacon.
No thanks.
Why don't you make some bacon?
What
Who
happened?
just snorted?
What happened to our
This got
wholesome?
so weird.
What happened to our wholesome football?
You started
discussion?
it.
I
Yes,
started
you
it.
did.
I made it weird.
Oh my God!
Go Buckeyes!
Go Bucks!
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
In the first 3 months of legal marijuana sales in Ohio, residents have spent more than $130 million on recreational weed. But some state residents, many, judging by our text line, are still traveling to Michigan, where customers say the weed's a lot cheaper, and dispensaries are there up in Michigan are allowed to sell some products that Ohio bans.
Really?
So people take the trip up to Michigan, load up. I guess there's probably a limit up there as well, but and then come back. And that is still happening despite the fact that we have recreational sales.
Is that legal to do?
I don't know.
I didn't know if that was legal.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, if you cross state lines from one recreational state to another recreational state, I don't know. I'm assuming it's cool, but maybe you're just tucking that right underneath the front driver's seat.
Yeah.
Hoping nobody pulls you over.
Long time ago, there was certain beer you couldn't buy and transfer across state lines.
Yeah. Same thing goes with teenagers. As we found out, remember Warrant got busted with a teenager back in the, was it the early 90s?
Oh, yeah. We were at 92X.
Yeah, we had him here for a concert.
Yeah. They took some
busted.
17-year-old girl down to Kentucky or something with him?
West Virginia, something.
Yeah.
Whoops-a-daisy. Can't do that.
The weed!
Might have had something to do with it.
Right. The Walt Disney Company, shame on you. The Walt Disney Company has to pay more than $43 million to settle a discrimination lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges multiple female employees at Disney were being paid less than their male counterparts in the same role. An analysis of the company from 2015 to 2022 found that women at Disney were paid less than similarly situated men by an average of 2%.
Really?
Disney says, that's not true, but they're also paying a $43 million settlement. So,
well, then why are you paying that?
That's right. Why are you paying it, Disney?
The big liberal girl power company, Disney, huh? How about that?
I don't know. I hear
everybody's a fraud, Kelly. Everybody is a fraud.
I hear if you're a Disney employee, the situation is really strict. Really strict. It's easy to get fired from Disney.
Really?
Yeah. But it's also easy to not make as much pay as the men do if you're a woman. If you're a woman, you know what I meant.
Frauds.
If you are one of the millions of Spotify users, it's almost that time of year when the streaming service releases your annual Wrapped, which is a personalized recap of your listening habits over the last year. We don't know exactly when they'll release it. They don't say, but it is expected to be sometime between Thanksgiving and December 5th to see all your top artists, songs, genres, etc. What I want to talk about here is this AI bot called How Bad Is Your Spotify? This thing, okay, first of all, it judges your music taste. You have to log into your Spotify from this AI chatbot. And I got roasted so hard on this thing. So I log in through this chatbot to my Spotify, and then it starts like analyzing your listening history. And all of a sudden I see on the screen, OMG, LOL, finding a lot of Queen. Like, a lot. You okay?
Oh, my gosh.
And then it said, your Spotify was pretty good. JK, your Spotify's bad. It looks like someone saw the Queen movie, Boomer Relaxation Classic Rock Radio Station bad.
Oh, my gosh.
It says, you can thank your obsession with Queen for that. They say, and it said something like, you stan these artists to an uncomfortable extent. Queen, Steely Dan, and the Beatles. You're stuck in the 70s. You know there's been good music since Queen, right?
Wow.
Like, this thing was really coming down hard on me. And it said, oh, but look, you listen to this one pianist I like, Isabel Moreau. Oh, look, you listen to Isabel Moreau. You must be so interesting. Where do you even find this stuff, you snob? I got so roasted online today. I loved it. So if you love a good roasting of your musical taste, then check out the AI bot. How bad is your Spotify? And let me know what they tell you. And those are your 3 things.
3 Days Grace on the Morning Blitz, 8:24. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. And Carrie Kelly from Thurston was caller number 9 and scored that final pair of tickets to check out the Ohio State Buckeye hockey team taking on Penn State at the Shot Thursday, December 5th. If you would like to attend that game, ohiostatebuckeyes.com is where you will go to get tickets. And it is Puck and Paws night. Carrie said he's definitely going to take his dog to the hockey game.
I don't know if you'd call this a win, but I just reached in my jeans pocket and pulled out a Wrapped cough drop.
Is that what I smell?
Yes. So
Why do
I
you
haven't
put
worn these jeans in months.
Why
Obviously did not wash them between then and now because I must have put a cough drop in my pocket and I just found it. And to me, that's a win, baby. I unwrap that bad boy immediately and it's cherry. This is going to be a good day.
Okay.
I found a prize in my jeans pocket. I do need to wash these jeans though, apparently.
Well, you would have known if it would have been all messed up if you'd washed them, I would assume.
Yep.
The cough drop.
That's right. It would have.
Yeah.
That's how I know they're not washed.
Okay, if you weren't with us, we did it much earlier this morning, just after 6 a.m. We played this clip, and I just wanted to bring it back if you missed it, because you need to hear this. This mom and her daughter, teenage daughter, they were at an AT&T store in Atlanta. And the mother's in there canceling this girl's cell phone account. She's getting her service turned off. And this girl is losing her mind.
Mama, please! That's Shane, please! How you damn you ain't going? No, yes, I am! Shut up! Please! 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 No!
Threw herself on the floor, just having a fit, because this girl obviously has a cell phone addiction. And, you know, I don't know if her mom should have taken her in the store and done that. Obviously, I think she shouldn't have. You know, and turned off the service while she was there. Tried to walk her outside. She threw herself on the ground. Finally did get her outside the store. You know, cops came. They were talking to both of them. I don't know what happened after that. But 17 million views later, we have the audio of this TikTok. And tens of thousands of people commented on it. And, I mean, that's just like, you know, you can't let your kids get addicted to these phones. This is like a crack addict who you took their crack pipe away.
Yeah, why are we blaming the kid?
Well,
I mean, listen, she shouldn't be throwing a public fit. I guarantee you this isn't the first time these two have had a public altercation.
Probably not.
Now, listen, I was in a Starbucks many moons ago where I saw a mom and her around 4-year-old daughter. The daughter, I guess, wanted something, and the mom said, no, you can't have it. The daughter threw a fit. The mom said, okay, you can have it, so you don't throw a fit anymore. Then they went on talking about something else. The little girl told the mom to shut up.
Yeah.
And the mom said, no, you shut up. Okay, now that to me turns into that kind of relationship.
Right, exactly.
There's no respect on either end. The mom doesn't respect the daughter enough to not bring her into public when she's that emotional. The daughter doesn't respect the mom, obviously.
Right.
And if the girl has a cell phone addiction, we'll never know. The mom essentially cut her off from all her friends. I will tell you that. So that would be enough maybe for a not fully developed human in their teenage years to throw a fit. I'm throwing a fit if my parents cut me off from all my friends. I mean, not like that and not in public because I would have gotten my butt beat. But I understand the girl being upset. She obviously has problems controlling her emotions and her outbursts. I don't know. I'm not blaming the girl in this. I'm saying, Mom, you need to be a better parent here.
Yeah, it's clinical psychologist Dr. Lisa D'Amour. She spoke to Parenting Magazine, said it is critically important for parents to look for signs of phone addiction in their teens. Said parents can set strict rules at first and then they can be relaxed over time, but you got to do it from day one. You can't do it after they've already gotten addicted.
Why doesn't anybody melt down in front of me, like when I'm out in public? I want to see things like
really?
this.
You've never seen a kid melt down?
Never.
Oh my
God. I've seen a
gosh.
kid throw a fit about not getting a treat at the grocery, but I mean, I've never seen like a 14 or 15-year-old throw a screaming fit at their parents.
Oh, you need to go to Walmart more.
Let the turkeys hit the floor. 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 Slaughtered a bird. Oh, dogs in. 2, all I see is red. 3 million dogs in. Let the turkeys hit the floor. 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 Let the turkeys hit the floor.
It's Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, Thanksgiving Eve. That's a classic. That is a classic right there. Kelly, I know a lot of people will be watching football tomorrow, but I did want to remind you that the 92nd National Dog Show will air tomorrow on NBC.
Okay.
I know you like those.
I do. I think they're fun.
That happens at
I like to see well-behaved dogs. It must be nice.
Moses not ready for a dog show?
Oh, never. But he could win on looks because he's super cute.
Yeah, he is. He's very cute.
he would win if it was just based on looks.
He could win $20,000.
Also, but he doesn't have balls either, so they don't. You got to be intact.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
No fixed dogs at the dog show? Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Nope.
There's my new lesson of the day. Yeah, that'll be in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. So, all right. So Thanksgiving's tomorrow. And we're not trying to be evil here. We're just trying to have a little fun. You know, I mean, it's like, think of it like a TV show, you know, or the game Clue. We're going to have a murder mystery Thanksgiving dinner. I posted this over on the Blitz Facebook page. You're the killer. What food do you poison? What food on that table are you going to poison? Now, you can go a lot of different ways on this. You know, you might be going for maximum impact, or you're just trying to take out one person. You know, which food would be the best, you know, to not get caught? Or
I feel very uncomfortable about this discussion. Is there a purpose behind this?
No, it's just, you know, people love a good mystery.
Okay.
You know, maybe you're going to
How
pick...
about not killing your family? And
Well, who says you're at your family's house? Doesn't have to be your family's
All
house.
right. We're at a gathering of people you hate.
Maybe you went with a friend because you had nothing else to do.
Okay, here we go.
You know, and maybe you're going to pick something that you hate and won't eat. So I will go first if you're looking for an example.
Please.
Okay. So I thought about this. My wife and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
We had a whole discussion about
Okay.
I know what's wrong with us, right? My wife would say there's something very, very wrong with us. There's a couple different kinds of cranberry sauce. There's one that actually is good if you like cranberries. And then there's that canned gel, whatever, that I don't know what it is, but it
takes the shape of the can.
It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. I am poisoning that.
Okay.
And if you're eating that, you deserve to be poisoned because it's disgusting. And I feel like people will figure out that it was that killed people. And there won't be that many that die because not that many people are going to eat that disgusting stuff. And then after that happens, nobody will ever bring that to a Thanksgiving dinner again.
Okay.
All right.
I guess not.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Matt agrees about the cranberries. He says the cranberries, because anyone who enjoys those deserves it.
There it is.
Now listen, I am making cranberry sauce
Yeah,
for
but
my family, for me. Nobody eats it but me.
Really?
So I'm going to poison that so that I don't have to put up with you people anymore.
I can relate, Kelly, because I love scalloped oysters, and since my grandparents have passed, and if my mom comes, she'll eat it. She loves it if she's with us on Thanksgiving. But yeah, most people don't want it, so I stopped making it. I hate it. I hate not having it.
Robert says he'd poison the salt. Maybe because
salt.
he'd be insulted that you didn't think that he seasoned your food enough. I don't know. He says the salt. That's maximum impact.
All right. Well, I posted this over on the Blitz Facebook page. Roger Stoppa said he's going to poison the mashed potatoes. It's a murder mystery at Thanksgiving dinner. You're the killer. What food on the table do you poison?
You ever have like family reunion holiday things? You go to one of your aunt's house. She's invited everybody you ever knew in your whole life to eat dinner. So all the women have to go into the kitchen to cook. Right, there's one woman cooking. The rest of them are just acting like they're cooking. And the guys have to go into the living room and watch football. Half of them don't know anything about football. They're coaching today. That boy right there sucks. Now he sucks. Well, why don't they put old Johnny Unitas in the ball game? Oh, he ain't playing this year? Well, I ain't kept up with it this year. Yeah, Uncle Fred got a new thing called helmets now, which is catching on. Helmet, they got a bunch of sissies out there playing ball now. I got my skull fractured 14 times playing ball. Well, maybe that's why you talk like you do.
Tim Wilson. That's funny stuff. Like that. All right. It's the Morning Blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and it's murder mystery at Thanksgiving dinner.
Thick's really come up with a grim game here for us all to play.
Yeah. We got to get a little dark sometimes, you know? You're the killer. What food on the table do you poison?
Thick says he's poisoning the cranberries because you deserve to die if you eat cranberries. I love cranberries, and I'm also poisoning the cranberries because I'm the only one who eats them, and I don't want to deal with cleanup. So I'm taking myself out on this.
That's terrible, Kelly. You're taking yourself out. Do you know, by the way, the most expensive cranberry sauce is $195 a dollop. A fancy restaurant in New York called Old Homestead Steakhouse serves this special cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's $200 for a spoonful. Are you kidding me? That is horrible. That might be better than that gross whatever that mold in that can is. That's not. I don't know what that's not.
Okay,
even
I
real
do
food.
homemade. Like I make it with the whole
yeah.
cranberries, the fresh cranberries or whatever, and you do like sugar and I think orange or something like that. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's delish.
Yeah, that sounds like.
But really,
the
don't
real
eat
deal.
it because man, you never know what I might be trying to pull there on Thanksgiving.
All right, we posted this over on the Blitz Facebook page. Starting to get some some comments.
Randy says I'd poison the water bottles because unless you're drinking alcohol, I don't need that negativity around.
James says the Brussels sprouts because they taste like ass.
Ooh, agreed.
Oh, Michael's gonna poison the deviled eggs.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Diabolical. Tiffany wants maximum impact. She's poisoning the turkey.
All right. Let's go to the phone here. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning.
Hey, who's this?
Jeff Smith.
Hey, Jeff. What's going on, man?
Hey, so the question you guys just brought up about what food would you poison?
Yeah, what you got?
I would either have to say the gravy, simply because most people put that on everything.
Oh, you're looking for a mass casualty event.
Well, I mean, if we're going for the effect of the story,
right?
It either have to be that, or you know how like a lot of people will inject their turkeys, before they cook them.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Put it in the injection, so that way. This is if we're going to, like somebody's house we don't like or something like that. It's nobody in the family.
Jeff is wiping out everybody.
Oh my God.
Hey, man, sometimes you just have that feeling around some of the people. You just, what? Sometimes I wish I didn't have to see you anymore.
Oh, man. Hey, thanks for the phone call, Jeff. Man, you have a great Thanksgiving, brother.
Hey, you too, man.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I mean, if you're the only one living, though, isn't it kind of easy to figure out who committed the crime?
Well, yeah, you would think, right?
Like, yeah, you're really not. You're really not hiding.
Bob Elric on the Blitz Facebook page said the same thing. Gravy, maximum effectiveness.
Well, then you better eat the gravy, too, just to dispel all suspicion.
Jason said he's not poisoning anything because he wants to eat it. He'll just use a knife. He's just going to cut people.
Okay. Virginia says she's poisoning the pumpkin pie because personally she thinks that is the worst dessert out there.
I agree with you.
Can I have your pumpkin pie?
You can have it all.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll take the blueberry, the apple, the cherry. You can have the pumpkin. Josh is with us. Cranberry sauce serves all you nasty asses right for eating it.
Oh. Luke says, I'm poisoning the green bean casserole because nobody needs to eat anything that resembles dog puke.
It doesn't have the best look, does it?
No, it's kind of tasty, though. I don't hate a green bean casserole, especially if you put those crunchy onions on the top. Yum.
Yeah. It's not green bean casserole without those. Got to have those on there. Samantha Lehman's going to poison the rolls. Why do you want to poison the rolls? That's mass casualty, right? Because like everybody has a roll. You got to have something to sop up the gravy.
Okay, here's another genius idea of mine. What I would do is, I have certain family members who like to put sweet things in the stuffing. I only like my stuffing savory. I don't want raisins in it. I don't want apples, nothing like that. So the minute I see someone start to make up that sweet dressing, I'm going to say, oh, the raisins, they're poisoned. You can't use them. And then I'll actually get a stuffing that I like. Does that sound like a good idea? It's not a murder mystery because I'm kind of solving the poisoning before it happens, but also I get what I want in the end and I'm not getting arrested. I love that idea.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see.
Keith says the sweet potatoes because I don't eat sweet potatoes, so no chance of me forgetting and killing myself.
Steve said me and Jeff could be best friends. He just wants to watch the world burn. Dominic said it too. Oh, this dude Jeff wants to. Oh, wait, scroll down. Wants them all dead.
Angela says, I beg to differ, Thick. Out of the canned cranberry sauce, Ocean Spray's got it going on. I don't mind a canned cranberry sauce. I really don't. We ate it growing up. I like it, and I've continued, but I just go fresh now.
But after this discussion, you'll be staring at that can of cranberry sauce, wondering.
Hoping. Let's see.
Yes?
I couldn't understand Mike's, so I'm going to read it and you tell me what it means. I'm not poisoning anything. I just Googled mercury thermostat 5 minutes before you asked the question. I'll have to wait until next year.
Oh,
what is mercury thermostat?
Like the mercury in the thermostat? Is that?
I don't know. But listen, we used to take a thermometer and break it and play with the mercury.
That's what I mean, yeah.
That's why I get confused a lot as an adult.
Around.
I'm like so confused all the time. That's why, because I played with mercury as a kid. I'm sure of it. All right, well, listen, you all are a bunch of sickos and you're on a list now.
Somebody said anyone who doesn't put walnuts on their sweet potato casserole. Going to poison them.
Oh, I like pecans, though.
Pecans?
You're not going to poison me, are you? I like
on a sweet potato casserole?
Not walnuts.
Pecans.
Give me pecans all the time.
Okay.
Yep.
Kelly's poisoning you.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Have you ever made a delicious exit from a job? Because this woman did up in the Cleveland area. She was a server at Goodfellas Barbecue in the Cleveland area. And police were called on her. It was on a report of an employee who was causing a disturbance. They were told that one of the servers there had been drinking all day while working. So she was forgetting orders, causing all kinds of trouble. And then when a manager confronted her, she became belligerent. She started throwing chairs. She threw a salt shaker. She broke a mirror. The 25-year-old woman was fired and escorted from the restaurant and is now facing a charge of disorderly conduct. Worth it. Dog treats sold in Ohio and 18 other states have been recalled for a risk of salmonella. The product is Hollywood Feed Carolina-made chicken chips. Recalled treats come in 16-ounce bags with an expiration date of November 13th, 2025. All right, Taylor Swift's final stop on her record-breaking Eras Tour is 3 sold-out shows in Vancouver, December 6th, 7th, and 8th. So she is wrapping this whole thing up. And since the demand for tickets and resale tickets and scalp tickets is so high, she released no view tickets on Monday. You have to stand behind the stage. You don't see the show at all, but you can hear it and you can be in the area and experience the crowd and the hype and all of that. And you can say you were there, but you literally will not see Taylor Swift perform. Now listen, so you get this listen-only experience at $15. Use $15 plus $1.50 fee, so $16.50, and you can be in there among the excited people and the excited fans. I don't know, maybe it's worth it for people. Unfortunately, they were snapped up in seconds by ticket brokers,
of course,
who are now listing them some as high as $2,300 a piece.
Oh my God!
For a listening-only ticket.
Who's going to buy that?
Most are over $1,000. In summer, as high as $2,300
Nobody's buying those.
a piece.
Nobody's buying those.
No, but it's really gross because, like, you're getting somebody who, number one, probably can't afford the price of going to a Taylor Swift concert anyway. It's $15. You get to be there, but also you're really not seeing anything. But kind of, it's fun to be in the atmosphere sometimes. That's why people tailgate at a Buckeye game.
Sure.
You can't go into the game, but it sure is fun to be there.
Yeah.
So $15 is a small price to pay.
Well, it is, but yeah, you're probably paying $15 just to get a soda, $50 to park.
Yeah, you don't have to buy one, but I'm saying some people would have at $15. They won't for $1,000 after these. I don't understand how this is allowed to happen. It's a shame. It's also weird to sell no view seats. Or obstructive. I've purchased obstructive view before because it was the only thing available.
Right. Yeah,
and it wasn't that bad. You do have to kind of lean around a pole or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But,
I've been there.
But a no view ticket, and like I said, it was only $15. It's mainly just for the experience of being there. That's it. And I guess hearing what you can hear from back behind the stage. I don't know how the acoustics are back there either. But anyway, it's just kind of a shame that, maybe you could have been there, but now you can't.
Yeah, I love what some of these artists are doing, like Oasis and Chappell Roan. They are, they're getting ticket policies with their tickets that say you cannot resell this ticket more than face value. And it's working. And they are, when people do these tickets are being revoked. That's what these artists all of them need to start doing this policy.
I would like Chappell Roan to have a policy that says she can't cancel a concert because she's not feeling happy that day.
Oh, yeah, I know. Whatever that. I don't even know anything about her. I know she's a pop artist.
I feel like you got to somehow get a control of this broker situation.
Yeah, man, it's outside. I mean, nobody's forcing you to buy from the broker, but if you're an artist and you want your real fans there,
Yep. I like Ticketmaster. I like dealing with Ticketmaster, and Ticketmaster, like verified resale. That is how I'll buy a resale ticket. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. Anyway, I thought that was just sort of sad for somebody who would be willing to go and not even see the concert, and just for $15, and even that got ruined. All right. Those are your three things.
Kelly, have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Hey, you too.